How are you feeling about this election?
I'm happy about it. This is a good one. This is a good one. I like the person who said this election is a little like worldwide wrestling.
Almost 18,000 Brookline voters went to the polls, and Big was there, talking to voters and future voters.
I have a fractured hip, and being able to get out and do this.
And do what?
Vote.
700 people out of 1,085, I believe the quota is for this precinct, have already voted today.
How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling great.
Many people are obviously frustrated with the traditional paradigm in politics, which goes really back to the financial collapse of 2008. So things are different now. That's why you've got a Sanders, that's why you've got a Trump.
I've never been so indecisive, but I know who I don't want.
Crossing my fingers that Trump does not get elected.
Donald Trump is like a scary, I would say, candidate.
The bigotry and the hatred and the brassness and the unprofessionalism.
You know, I think Trump is a great advertiser, and he likes to kind of brainwash America and make them angry and say that he can fix everything, but he lacks in political experience.
I don't know if he cares or if he doesn't realize the diversity amongst, the U.S.
Have any reason behind what he's saying, and people still cheer for him. They don't question how he's going to do what he's doing or what that would do to our country.
He's like a person that allows people to come out of their shells, all the racist people in America.
I think Bernie Sanders represents how the majority of youth feel.
If I were 18 right now, I would vote for Bernie Sanders in a heartbeat.
I'm voting for Bernie because I want to change.
Bernie Sanders.
All right, and would you like to tell us why you voted for Mr. Sanders?
Because he's a Democrat and he knows what he's doing.
I think he's really advocating for more support systems, and he's an honest candidate compared to a lot of the other people who are in the election.
I think a lot of his things are good in theory, but I don't know if they could actually happen.
And would you like to tell us who you voted for?
Why not? I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Out of the candidates, Hillary's the most stable.
She's been, with the job that she's doing, she's been beautifully handling it.
Since Bernie and Trump are so different, Hillary fits right in the middle. So for a lot of people, Trump is making them vote for Hillary.
I think that Bernie Sanders is a little pie in the sky and unrealistic, and I'm not clear that he could get a lot of his policies through Congress.
You can't start looking around and saying, oh, let's vote for somebody who promises us radical change. The United States is not about radical change. It took years and years and years to invent this country in the first place.
I think it's obvious with our generation there's almost a bigger desire for true democracy, and it's obvious that the people voting for Trump are older than us and kind of people who maybe grew up with not as democratic ideas.
I trust Bernie Sanders to lead this country. He's pro-choice and pro-gay marriage and everything, and I feel like if any of the Republican candidates were to be president, they would reverse all those important decisions.
America is divided. The Republicans are very much against the Democrats.
Our government is already a certain way, and I feel like it's very hard to change that with just a presidential election. I feel like you have to change everything in a way.
The country goes a little this way, then it goes back a little that way, then it goes this way, and then it goes that way, and hopefully all the time it's moving in the direction that you hope it'll be moving. I think that's all you can vote for. That's the only smart way to vote.
49% of all registered voters in Brookline cast ballots on Super Tuesday. Hillary Clinton received 61% of the Democratic vote against Bernie Sanders' 38%. Statewide, they were much closer, with Clinton edging Sanders by 1 percentage point. For the GOP, Brookline results were quite different from the tallies for the entire state. Locally, John Kasich was the top vote getter, followed by Marco Rubio and Donald Trump. While statewide, Trump held the top spot, trailed by Kasich and Rubio. Big will be at the polls again in November. So remember, if you want to be a part of the story, you have to vote.